What's up? The next two videos, not this video, but the video after and the video after that, I'm going to be discussing some of the things sent to me regarding the 9/11 conspiracies. I'm going to focus on two things, because they're the two things that were sent to me the most. The first is a website called Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, or Engineers and Architects, whatever. One of those things. And the second is a video on YouTube. So I'll discuss both of these things, and I'll do a video for each of them. But right now, because somebody asked me, people always want to know things about me or what I think. I don't know why, but whatever. What are my favorite movies, right? So that's easy. It's interesting, I guess. It's easy for me, and it's not some heavy shit. So, no. Piece of shit lighter. These are not necessarily the best movies ever made, but these are just my favorite movies, and they're in no particular order. And these are all movies that I think everyone needs to see before they die or they're killed or whatever your demise may be. You need to see these movies before that. And the first on this list is American History X, which I think is one of the best movies ever made, and anyone that disagrees with that can go fuck themselves. Fucking Edward Norton. Fucking Edward Norton. No, but this is a movie that Death SS head should have watched. Everything about this movie is good. The acting, the directing, all that shit. I like the way that they tell. I like movies with flashbacks and shit like that. I like the way they do it in this movie. It's really good. And it really gets its message across, which is basically that hate is baggage. It's life is too short. In the case of racism, this is very true. So yeah, it's a good ass movie. Fucking Edward Norton, obviously. I like to see him in movies. He's a good actor. See this movie, for real. It's very underrated, I think. So fucking watch this movie. The next one on this list is Blues Brothers. Fucking not Blues Brothers 2000. I almost lashed out and stabbed a guy once because he was like, somehow we got on the topic of Blues Brothers. I was like, oh, you like Blues Brothers? He's like, yeah, Blues Brothers 2000 is so awesome. I'm like, no. First of all, anyone could see that Blues Brothers 2000... I mean, you wouldn't even have to compare Blues Brothers 2000 with the original Blues Brothers to know that Blues Brothers 2000 sucks. But Blues Brothers 2000 can go fuck itself. It's one of the worst sequels ever made. Ever made in the history of movies. But I mean, just the fact that they were able to make the first Blues Brothers just speaks to the talents of the people that made this movie. I mean, they made a whole movie based off of a Saturday Night Live sketch. That's pretty fucking impressive when you can make a good movie based off it. I mean, this isn't some Good Burger shit. Remember Good Burger? Nah, some of you 13-year-olds would be too young to have seen that. But no, fucking Blues Brothers. Everyone's seen Blues Brothers. I mean, the music is good. It's funny as shit. Unfortunately, if you ever see it on TV, they edit the fuck out of it. But it's a good ass movie. Fucking Blues Brothers. The next one on this list is Downfall, which is it's a German language film. So if you watch it and you don't speak German, you're gonna have to read the subtitles. But that doesn't detract too much from it. Sometimes I don't like reading subtitles, but in this situation, it's not a problem. Downfall is basically about the last, I don't know, 5 or 6, I don't know, the last couple days of Hitler in the bunker in Berlin when Berlin was being fucking assaulted by the Russians, and leads up to the point that he kills himself, and a little bit after that. And it's told sort of through the eyes of his secretary. And the movie is based largely off of a book that she wrote before she died. But it's an excellent book. And the weird book, it's an excellent movie. The weird thing about it is that a lot of the reviews I've read online, they give the movie a negative review because they show Hitler as a human being. And they think that that's going to, detract from people understanding how fucked up he is. But I think that's really the wrong way to look at it. When you constantly portray someone like Hitler as an inhuman monster with no feelings or anything, he becomes a cartoon, and somebody like that doesn't become real. And that's the kind of thing that makes people think that shit like that can't happen, But he was a human being, and it's good to understand him as a human being, because then you can see how anybody could do some crazy shit like he did. There's points in that movie where you almost forget that he killed 6 million Jews and started a fucking world war, It's an excellent movie. Excellent acting. I cannot remember the name of the guy who plays Hitler, but it's great. It's historically accurate as possible. There's been some other movies about that, but I don't think they've been as good. But it's excellent. You can find it. Somebody has it on YouTube even. You can watch that shit. Called Downfall. And it's good for anybody that's interested in the history, and besides that, it's just a good movie. What else? Fucking, I got them written down. Spaceballs, man. Spaceballs. Fucking Mel Brooks. You gotta know Mel Brooks. Spaceballs, I think, is probably... I don't know if it's Mel Brooks' best movie, but I like Star Wars so much, and it's actually the only good Star Wars spoof I've ever seen. Some of the shit they did on Robot Chicken was pretty funny, but, the only other Star Wars spoofs they got, what do they got? I mean, the thing that they did on Family Guy, that wasn't a spoof. That was Family Guy wearing Star Wars costumes. That's not a spoof. And it wasn't funny either. But fucking Spaceballs. It's got John Candy. It's got fucking John Candy. What do you want? It's got lots of Jew jokes thrown in there. It's Mel Brooks movie. What do you want? Everything is funny. It's hilarious. It's got... I'm so bad with names. The guy who played the dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, he plays Mel Brooks' version of Darth Vader, which is Dark Helmet. All rise for Dark Helmet. But if you haven't seen Spaceballs, you need to watch that. And a lot of older comedies don't stay very well, but Spaceballs is always funny. So fucking watch that movie. What's the last one in here? Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird. One of my favorite books and an excellent movie. Fucking Gregory Peck. Right? Yes, Gregory Peck. It won 3 Oscars, including Gregory Peck won for Best Actor. It's a good movie, book movie, because it's very accurate to the book. And the book was ahead of its time, and the movie is ahead of its time too, for 1962. A lot of people don't like watching black and white movies, but this one you'll be able to handle. And if you ever need to read To Kill a Mockingbird for a book report, you can probably just watch the movie, because it's close enough. I would highly recommend. So that was my pointless list of shit, but you should check some of that shit out. Like I said, I'll get to the 9/11 shit in the next video and the video after that. So, see ya.